Okay, good morning. Welcome on this flight from Hong Kong to Dubai. You see it's raining in Hong Kong and we are ready to start engine in about 40 minutes. The plane is going to be loaded, the aircraft is in tip shape like us, and we're ready to bring this orange baby to Dubai. That's a standard flight plan of the OCC. Flight time 8:05. We have a payload of 95 tons, which is very good.
Yeah, I think it's time for us to ask the clearance as well. So if you go on the COM menu, on the flight information item, we can go and get the departure clearance. So ATC facility today is obviously Hong Kong. Information was Victor, and the gate is now for us Charlie 12. Charlie 12. And we agreed on the max flight level we can accept.
9,200 meters.
Yeah, so flight level 3, yeah, that's 321, huh?
No, flight that you can put 9,200 meters.
9,200 meters, there we go. We're just gonna send the stuff, and within a few seconds we're gonna have a response from ATC, and the written clearance will follow up later on, but we can expect Pecan departure of runway 7 right, which is the usual one. You see it's coming now with the COM. So request is received. Please stand by while processing. So it's gonna maybe take 2 to 3 minutes, and then you see we're gonna take the clearance. So as expected, PDC 246, Thai 052, clear to Dubai of 7 right via Pecan 1 Alpha, Scope 5152.
Pecan 1 Alpha confirmed?
Yeah, 5152 is coming up. Next we can see 1299, ITC is Victor. Please acknowledge JTC contact delivery on 1299, which is pre-selected.
Confirmed, so, clear to accept.
So we accept the clearance, and then we're gonna have to print. There we go. So CDA received, clearance confirmed, so I'm gonna print that as well.
So that's a confirmed clearance. Now anybody can ask a question, why do we print it? Because we keep an official clearance in the flight envelope for operational purposes. Now as you see, Pecan 1 Alpha is here in the computer. And if you see on the screen, we take off from 7 right, we go to Porpa, we make a right turn all the way to Bream and then to Pecan, which is the departure point.
Standing there with 20 people waving.
Yeah, they do like this on the road.
They don't even wave, huh?
Hello. Give the finger. But just starting 2 and 1. Okay, we're gonna start both engines. Ready?
Ready.
Start right engine.
Start right engine. Start the next one, maybe a few words about what's happening left and right.
Yes. We're first going to solve this one. You put the air system on.
Passe un vaisseau.
right, 7 right, identified.
Quality 052, service mean 310 degrees 10 knots, runway 07 right, clear for takeoff.
7 right, clear for takeoff, quality 052.
All ready?
Ready.
There we go.
34, line up runway 07 right.
7 right, Roger 7 right, NST 934.
Kelly 506 ready to turn.
Thrust ref.
506, Alpha Roger, hold you, 1 holding point.
Set takeoff thrust.
1 Kelly 506.
Trusted. $80 knots.
Check.
V1.
Cafe 3255, cars off.
Rotate.
Cafe 3255.
Positive rate.
Get up. Fair enough.
Check.
Thrust ref enough speed.
Check.
Dynasty 934, service mean 310 degrees 7 knots, runway 07 right, clear for takeoff.
Roger 7 right, clear for takeoff, NST 934.
Cargo plane 264, line up runway 07 right.
I'm away runway 07 right,
Climb.
passing
Check.
264.
Quality 052, contact departure 123 days more 8 good day.
1238 today, equal to 052.
Identified. Climb to flight level 160 unrestricted.
Climb flight level 160, unrestricted, recap 183.
Departure good day, equal to 052, checking 2500 from the PKN 1 Alpha.
Quality 052, departure, report your passing altitude.
Passing 2800 feet, equal to 052.
Quality 052.
All ready? Alright, there we go. Thrust ref. Thrust ref. Set takeoff thrust. Trusted. Check.
V1.
by mistake.
Dragon
Okay.
950,
Set speed
contact radar
220.
118, station 192.
Speed 220.
18902, Dragon 950, good day.
Cathay 536, contact radar 118, station 192. Quality 052, contact radar 119.1.
1091.052 back.
Goodbye.
793.
Radar level 12052, 3900 feet, climbing 5000 peak and 1 alpha.
Quality 052,
1000.
7,000 feet after right turn, cancel speed restriction.
Radar climbing 7000 feet after right turn, cancel speed restriction, quality 052.
Quality
7,000 checked.
Checked.
And 7,000
Hong
C.
Kong 947 is 160, descending 110.
Polar 947, runway 07, left information, Foxtrot, reduce speed 250 knots.
Reduce 250 knots and plan 7 left, Polar 947 via Foxtrot.
Pilot level 179 feet.
1,000 level off.
Checked.
Speed fin about.
Polar 947, descend unrestricted
Increase the speed.
8,000 feet, QNH 1023.
Be up speed, there you go.
Unrestricted 8,000 feet, 023, Polar 947. 10.
Polar 603, maintain speed 160. Dynasty 641, maintain speed 230 knots until advised.
Flaps up.
Flaps up.
Morning approach here, channel 101, descend to flight level 110, passing 153.
Set autopilot.
210 knots.
Autopilot.
Checked.
Dragon 783, reduce speed 210 knots.
Speed 210 knots, Dragon 783.
Quality 052, climb flight level 130.
Flight level 120, quality 052.
Reduce flight level 130.
130.
130, quality 052 now.
130.
Polar 947, reduce speed
Check.
to 230
Just
knots.
confirm speeds.
Check.
23 knots and present heading, Polar 947.
Dynasty 641, cross tonic speed 180 knots or greater.
Tony 180 greater than 641.
Trim level 890, maintain 180 knots until 7 DME, 160 knots until 4 DME.
Okay, approaching transition, set standards.
Okay, standard set passing 782.
Check.
Runway 07 left.
Right, line from line, tonic, clear, Iris 180, 7 left, Dragon 643.
We reach our cruising level of flight level 300, which is 9,200 meters. We are approaching the point Assad. You see it here. You see it here, which is the entry point for Vietnam. The ATC control will be Hanoi. And our routing further we can expect is next will be Laos. And Laos we will enter Burma. We see it here. Back to Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Oman, and back on the way to Dubai. So far, about an hour flight has left. We consumed about 13 tons already, and we expect in Dubai with 11 tons. Here you see more on an atlas map what the routing is going to be. Vietnam, Laos, Burma, Bangladesh, India, and then we enter Pakistan, and here the little piece of Oman before reaching our destination. So, pass procedure once an hour we check the systems. These are the electrical system where you see the two engines, which they call it electrical generator drive, the generator controller with the two main buses, the left and right transfer bus, and two backup generators with this one. These are all activated. This was in white, which is not activated, and you see the APU. The APU is off. Then we go further on the hydraulic system. The plane consists of 3 hydraulic systems, left, center and right. The plane is so sophisticated that it's all the systems are mentioned. Left reverse flight controls, which are covered by 3 systems. Nose gear, steering, alternator reserve, flaps, and normal brakes, flight controls to the right. Fuel-wise, which we already briefly discussed, 2 engines, 66 still in the tanks. We have 4.5, so that means at this moment all the fuel is still fed by the center tanks. At a certain moment during flight, approaching about 1.3, we get a system fuel low center where these pumps will be off and these will come automatically on, which then the engine is going to be fed by the left and right main tanks. Ouais, je veux. So further, the temperature. This magenta, that means temperature requested on the flight deck. That's a supernumerary, forward and aft on the main deck, and these are the lower forward and aft main deck. The doors, of course, everything closed to A, which means the doors are armed. That means they are equipped with a slide. The gear, you see all the pressure of the tires, and left it's the brake temp. Of course it's 0. After landing you will see as an indication depending on the temperature. And these are the gear doors which mentioned the doors are closed. Flight control, it will come later on where Nico will give you a briefing on that. So far the update, thank you very much.
We are now maintaining flight level 320, so we climbed 2,000 feet. Purely because the aircraft rate is obviously decreasing. We've burned like nearly 20 tons of fuel now. And we're just passing Vietnam in Laos, and yeah, we continue to the west. We have a fairly strong headwind now of 47 knots. We're going to go slightly more into detail regarding the flight control system of the 777. Which is obviously a fly-by-wire system, but I would rather call it an intelligent fly-by-wire system because at the end the pilots always remain fully in control of the airplane, and as the final authority on the flight control input they make. So if we go and have a look on the flight control synoptic, you clearly see that we have a pair of aileron there. We have 2 flaperons as well, which are the inbound aileron, if you like to call it that way. And we have a set of 14 spoilers as well, divided into 2, so 7 on each wing. We have a normal pitch control system, and we have as well a rudder system, which is a normal yaw control system. If we now go on the basics to explain a little bit more on the fly-by-wire and how it works practically, I'm gonna go back with you on the Boeing CBT, and that kind of schematics clearly show you how it works. So basically pilot inputs are going to be transformed to analog signal. Those signals are going to go through actuator control electronics. On the 777 we have 4 ACEs. It's so-called ACEs, it stands for actuator control electronics. And those actuator control electronics will transform the analog signal into digital signal. To go where? To go to the brain, the kind of a brain of the fly-by-wire system, which are the PFCs. We have 3 of them. And they're going to basically take or pick up information from the airspeed, inertial data, angle of attack, and flaps position as well. Once the brain of the fly-by-wire system have computed the latest data, I would say, they send back the signals to the ACEs, and they convert the signal again into digital signal, which at the end will go to the PCUs. Which stand for power control unit, and that's really the muscle of the airplane, if you like. So the control wheel steering is extremely light, and you don't feel any weight in it. It's purely because it's hydraulically assisted. And if we now go on the hydraulic pages on the synoptic again, you see that some part of the flight control are part of the left hydraulics system. We know as well that the flight control are part of the right hydraulic system, and we have as well the center hydraulic system, which is dedicated to the flaps and some part of the flight control as well. Now you're going to say, what happens if you lose all the three systems. Boeing designed ram air turbine, which is automatically that's going to fall out automatically out of the belly of the airplane, which consists of a little propeller, and that's going to isolate the right hand part of the the right hand part of the center hydraulic system through the ram air turbine, and that's going to give you power to a certain dedicated amount of flight control. While that one is coming down, and should the rats not come down immediately, you still have a set of cable which control two sets of spoilers for the roll axis, and you still have direct link to the pitch control via the elevator through that alternate pitch stream, obviously. So I can show you one picture as well. And that's the mechanical backup, if we can call it that way. Sorry. So you can clearly see there's a set of cable running through the wind, connected to a pair of spoilers. And regarding the alternate pitch control, it's a direct link as well to the elevator. So that's it for the flight control. We have envelope protection, we have speed protection as well. But I mean, it's important to say that at the end, if you want to take more than a certain bank of angle, the airplane will remind you that you are taking an extra bank, but still you are the final one to be at the control and in charge, and you have full authority of what you do with the airplane. So that was it for the flight control. We are still maintaining flight level 320, and according to the flight plan, we just checked position VIN, which is Vientiane. The winds were pretty accurate regarding the planning they made in TNT office, because we had a wind of 277 at 48, and the planned wind was 276 at 45, so only within a few degrees and a few knots from the planned wind. Concerning the timing, we should have passed the position at 28. We passed it at 26, so we're running 2 minutes early, and fuel-wise, we should have had 59.9, and we ended up with 62.4, so we have 2.5 tons extra, which is perfect for us to be landing in Dubai with a landing fuel of around 11.2, which is plenty enough.
A few words on the airline. So TNT Airways is part of TNT Express. TNT Airline consists of a fleet of 4 747s, 3 777s, on which I'm the chief pilot, and we have planned to have 16 737 and about 10 146s to the company in Spain, which is called Panair. Now TNT Airways is just an element of the TNT Express group. Now the group, where does it stand for? The TNT Express is a freight company, and the motto for the freight company is People Network. Now it's a little word, People Network, but means a big thing. People Network means on all different levels, from the loader, dispatcher, pilots, people in the office, they all have to connect. Why they have to connect? To get the people in need of our business. And the people in need of our business, they can depend on the service level. So the aim for the whole group is to get to 100% service level. We're never satisfied. We want to increase it every year in the future. How do we do it? They smoothen processes to all the hubs to get it aligned with all the countries. As you know, the whole group is about 144,000 people, so we have to really connect them together. If one doesn't do the job, all the connection falls apart, so that's the thing to do. Like the hub, all the freight from this part going to Liège, and in Liège, all the freight goes in the hub. What is done is all sorted out, and it goes on the European network to the customers to get it delivered in the morning. That's the aim. Thank you. Destination-wise, on the long-haul network, the 747s, he flies from Liège to Shanghai, Singapore. He connects between Singapore, the hub from Singapore, all the way to Shanghai and back to Liège. Then we have 2 airplanes flying for a partnership with Emirates Airlines to several destinations in Africa, also to Hong Kong back, and also to the States. But the 777 does about 6 to 7 times a week Liège, Dubai, Hong Kong, and it flies 6 times a week from Liège to JFK. The European network, there's a lot of destinations. It connects the whole Europe side on time.
Saudi 960 Karachi. Saudi 960 Karachi.
Saudi 960, go ahead.
Saudi 960 traffic, 10 o'clock, range 45 miles, PIE Boeing 747, climbing flight level 360, passing 310, heading Tabdo.
Saudi 960, looking for traffic.
6 hours 40 now into the flight, and we are still flying flight level 340, and we are just overflying Pakistan. We just passed Karachi and still routing to the west to Muscat, and then for the final return to UAE. Weather today in Dubai, it should be windy when we arrive. They were still forecasting 30 left for us to land on, but I think by the time we're going to get there, it's going to be past 11. We estimate, yeah, Dubai at 11:05, and the runway 30 left is closing at 1100. So I think we will plan for 30 right, and unfortunately for us, there's no ILS on the 30 right, so we're going to have to do an RNAV 30 right, which we will prepare later on as well. Concerning the weather en route, Karachi weather was perfect. You see now it's a little bit bumpy, but it shouldn't get any worse later on. And when we have a look at the weather for Dubai, as we discussed, it's fine weather. Wind from the north, 16 knots. Few cloud at 4,500 feet, 24 degrees, and QNH 1016 now. Alternate today is Maktoum Airport, Dubai World, and the wind is from the northeast at 40 knots, Cavalcade 26 degrees, and 1016 as well. So it shouldn't be a problem for us to land in Dubai today. We may expect some delays as they're going to turn to single runway ups. Sorry, we may have to hold over at the Babin or something, but that we'll see later on. For the rest, my captain is going to show you all the cockpit and all the function, basic feature of the 777 freighter.
Okay. Welcome back. You have control?
My controls.
Okay, the layout of the 777 is fairly similar to other Boeing airplanes flying with EFIS. So this is called the PFD. So this is our actual Mach number, and this is the speed, the best economy speed, which comes from the flight management system. These are the autopilot modes. This is our requested level, 340, 34,000 feet, and we're flying, of course, actual 340. These barrel are the minima set for the expected approach for the airnav on 30 right, with the pre-selected QNH, which we can foresee in Dubai. That's about for the PFD. So this is the speed, altitude, standard horizon, variometer, EVSI. And then we come to this screen, they call it the nav display. The nav display has a lot of modes. Here you see that I've selected airports, which you see in all the airports en route with 5,000 feet or more in the database. We see the traffic, which you probably not see now because there's no TCAS traffic in the neighborhood. And we see, for example, the selected airport OOMS is Oman, with the wind, which is 265, 38 knots, with the true airspeed and the ground speed. Actually we're flying to the point Tabdo. If I want to know where the estimate is at 1004 about, with 118 miles to go. This is the required navigational performance is 4 and the actual is 005, that's fine. This is standby horizon with the QNH, altitude and speed, and if you want to select it, we can the approach. Furthermore, primary ICAS, this thing, primary ICAS on this upper screen is, you have the total air temperature with climb thrust as maximum selected, and you have the EGT. For landing, with this switch I have elected to say for auto brake 3, and further engine information we can select on this screen with the N2, which is the rotation of the compressor, with the fuel flow, or pressure, or temperature, or quantity, and vibration of the engine. These are all autopilot modes. All selected autopilot modes, S340 are heading. The speed, you don't see the speed as it's managed by the flight management system. On top, what do we see? Let's go from panel per panel. This is all the electrical panel here. This is the hydraulic panel with the window heat, all the fuel panel, pressurization, bleeder, air conditioning. These are all anti-ice requirements, selections, and all the exterior lights for landing. Middle console. As everybody knows, we have throttles. Throttles for 2 engines, left and right. These are the reverse selection. Speed brake lever. Trim selection. These are the fuel control switches for the for engine start, and this is the flap selection with the 2 fire switches in case of engine fire, where we cut all the hydraulics electrical to the engine, and it gives us the selection to shoot a fire bottle.
We're just gonna have a little word how the 777 is organizing his fuel prediction and stuff, because obviously it's an airplane in which you can fly for hours and hours, like 15 hours without any trouble. Rob told us that we had actual wind on the navigation display. Now, prior to depart from Hong Kong, we also downloaded some point wind, I would say, like for instance the point we are navigating to now, Tabdo, which is estimated at 1003. We are now cruising at 340. We only have a wind for 33 and 360, but I mean it's not going to be so far off if we take the wind for 330, and we can see it's 237 at 26. On the flight plan, TNT had been computing earlier in the morning. They were forecasting a wind of 250 at 30 knots, and that was at flight level 320. So we're not that far off. But now, the FMC does organize himself to be able to make a fuel prediction. In fact, he just makes a mix between actual wind and forecast wind, because if you go along the routing, on every point the wind is available. Like for instance, if we take, that's in descent already, but if we take Pasov, it's another wind at 330, 306/91. So in fact the FMC is going to make a mix between the actual wind and the foreseen, the forecasted wind. And in fact, with a little drawing, maybe it's a little bit easier to understand, but I mean, you take a ratio between the percentage of the wind and the nautical miles, and the distance frame is roughly 600 miles. But at 200 miles, Boeing says that the wind taken into account is 50% from the actual wind, and obviously 50% for the forecasted wind. Now at time 0, so at present position, obviously the FMC is only calculating his prediction on the actual wind, but the further he goes on his planning, the further he takes on the forecasted wind, and the less he takes on the actual wind. Because, I mean, the further you go along the route, the less actual wind you need for your calculation. So I hope it makes a little bit clearer the fuel prediction on a long haul flight, I would say. But obviously, I mean, the actual wind to plan a trip fuel of maybe 12 hours is not enough. So you need to include a ratio of forecasted wind, which is available through the route data page, and then by selecting a waypoint, you have all the flight levels. So even if we would have to descend to flight level 290, we could still, the FMC would still be able to compute and to estimate what fuel remaining we could have.
Quality 052, UA, good identified. Passas Koopman Boobin, Boobin 6 Charlie arrival.
Passas Koopman Boobin, Boobin 6 Charlie, so you confirm it's going to be 30 left for us to land?
Affirm.
Affirm, as far as no 30 left, haven't been told otherwise.
Yes, affirm.
Okay, to
Quality 052, when ready, descend flight level 150.
When ready, descend flight level 150, quality 052. Arrival, good day, it's quality 052, checking in 12,500 feet, descending 10,1015, information Foxtrot, 777 Lima to Booby.
Quality 052 Dubai, thank you. Identified. Expect ILS 30 left.
Copy, ILS 30 left, quality 052.
You was connected, but
Yeah, from 520, in fact, reduce the speed of 160 knots, maintain to 4 miles.
16 knots, 4 miles, report 520. Full established, ILS 30 left.
Thank you. Got it by 584, continue the right turn, 270 degrees, cleared ILS 30 left, report established.
Right 270, report established, 30 left, goodbye 584.
Report 520, tower, 11955, good day.
11955, thank you, good day, report 520.
oui, je sais pourquoi. Tu enlèves un peu Bubok là?
Ouais. Je le cancel.
Oui, tu enlèves Bubok entre Uldot
Got it
et
by
Septo.
584,
C'est ça.
speed 190.
Tu mets Septo, maintenant Septo derrière, oui, execute.
Sorry, 1016, reduce
Voilà.
speed of 190 knots.
Speed 190, sorry, 1016.
Quality 052, descend altitude 6,000 feet, you got about 45 miles to run.
Okay, copy, descending 6,000, quality 052.
6,000 speed VS for 500 feet down.
Check 45 miles.
And quality 052, in fact, turn left now heading 220 degrees, base length.
Left at 220 for base, thanks, quality 052.
Quality 052, thank you, and speed 2, what is your speed now, please?
230, quality 052.
052, speed 190.
Speed 190, quality 052.
Flaps 5.
Flap 5.
Sorry, 1016, descend altitude 3,000.
Direct intercept.
Sorry, 1016.
Yep.
Okay, flight
Confirm.
30, clear down, have approach 30 right, report established.
1000 to
Clear
the
approach,
left.
Arabia
Check.
530, call you back established. Full established, goodbye 584.
Thank you, sorry, 1016, right heading 220 degrees, base length, descend altitude 2,000.
Right heading 220 base, down 2000, sorry, 116.
Flaps 15.
By 584, maintain speed 180 knots.
180 is goodbye 584.
Speed 190 set.
Check. And you have 15 knots from the right.
Yep.
Italy 106, in fact, take the left at kilo 9, then right on kilo.
Kilo 9 kilo, sorry, 1016.
4 miles, set speed 156.
156.
Quality 052, surface wind is 010 at 15 knots. You're clear to land, runway 30 left.
30 left, clear to land, Squall 052.
Atari 1016, taxi Kilo, contact ground on 11835.
Kilo 11865, Atari 1016.
Jerry 545, hello, ready for departure.
From Jerry 545, hello.
Jerry 545, behind landing 777 at 2 mile final, line up runway 30 left behind.
Behind landing level, line up behind 30 left, Jerry 545.
Ten knots from the right.
Yep.
500.
Check. Set speed 151.
151, yeah.
Full city, looking for clearance to lift VFR along the creek towards dry dock.
Thank you, Dubai 353, contact tower now on 11955. Correction, 11875.
1875, thank you.
Rate minimums.
Continue.
Checked.
$200. $100.
Emirates 765 behind Jet Airways 737 on your left, line up runway 30 left behind.
Behind Ditto's traffic, Emirates 765 on 30 left.
Speed breakup. Reverse and normal. Auto brake.
Parallel braking.
Checked. $60.
Quality 052, can you take the first right, Mike 12 Bravo?
If I...
Mike 1, 2 Bravo, wait, we can take.
Thank you very much, right and then turn left on Mike.
Okay, right, Mike 2, 1, 2 Bravo, and then left turn on Mike 052, thanks.
Cherry
After
545, surface wind 010, 15 knots, you clear takeoff runway 30 left.
Left takeoff runway 30
And
left,
it's
Jerry
clear on the right.
MS 121, hello, behind your company 777, line up 30 left behind.
Behind the company 777, line up behind runway 30 left, Emirates 121.
Quality 052, taxi Mike to hold at Mike 5 Alpha.
Taxi Mike told Mike 5 Alpha, call 052.
And 052, contact the tower 11875, goodbye.
1875, good day, call 052. Tower, good day, it's call 052 on Mike 2, also Mike 5 Alpha.
Quality 52, good afternoon, hold Mike 5 Alpha.
Hold Mike 5 Alpha, call 052.
AP is running.
Check.
Tower Alpha 6 Sierra Charlie.
Alpha 6 Sierra Charlie.
Alpha 6 Sierra Charlie, taxiing creek, request MBZ by dry docks 1000-353 in sight.
That's Yankee 9 traffic, Sierra Charlie, report dry dock southbound, not above 1,000 feet, VFR, QNH 1015.
Okay, not above 1000, call dry docks 1015, Sierra Charlie.
They just closed down the runway, so we're lucky.
Goodbye, Alpha 6 Fox Lima Sierra.
From you.
Yeah. Otherwise it would have been delayed.
Good afternoon, southbound
station.
1,000 feet, request the dry docks and the MBZ.
You got the circulation fan, please?
VFR on the zone, there's a helicopter just passing the creek, Golf and Yacht Club, as well as a seaplane about to get airborne routing southbound via the dry docks, not above 1,000 VFR.
Copy the traffic, not above 1,000 feet, QNH 015, I'll report the dry docks, Fox Lima Sierra.
Thank you, Dubai 353 traffic northbound, helicopter via the dry docks, just about passing the trade centre.
353, that's copied. Confirm he's passing northbound.
Now he is northbound, he's approaching the trade centre from the south at the moment.
Roger, copied. What's his routing from the trade centre?
Dry docks and then south.
Roger, copied. Thank you. I'll get a good look out. Tower Dubai 131.
Dubai 131.
I'm visual with Lima Sierra ahead of me. I'm at Jumeirah Beach Park 900, requesting inbound for Festival City and copy there to outbound traffic.
Dubai 131, thanks for report, final Festival City, not above 1,000 VFR in the zone, 1015.
Not above 1,000 VFR, 1015, 131.
So Mike 5 Alpha is the one sorry, coming to the right now,
Yep.
the second one.
Alpha Lima Sierra, what are you squawking?
0677.
Thanks, squawk 0671 Alpha Lima Sierra.
Say again, 0671?
That's correct.
0671 Alpha 6 Fox Lima Sierra.
353 is official with both helis inbound to the zone and requesting cross to MB zone.
353 13465, bye bye.
13465, thank you.
So long, it's okay.
Yep, it's behind the red line.
Welcome in Dubai. There was an uneventful flight. The weather is nice like always in Dubai. I hope you enjoy flying with this orange baby, and I promise you the next leg to Liège will be as promising as this one. Thanks.
Thanks for the flights. Approaching minimums. Brake minimums. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
After landing,